Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. You can see today I'm up in my Oval Office, otherwise known as my bedroom, on my lovely egg chair. Okay, so, or as I called it before, my Ask Ali chair. So I'm going to do a couple of videos up here because today I am going a bit easy on the eye makeup. You can see that I've got some eyeshadow on and a bit of foundation and a bit of concealer. I've actually got the ordinary one on, which I'm going to do a video about in a minute. But this one is going to be about my eyes. So I'm giving my eyes a bit of a rest because they got very stingy again last night and started watering. And it's really getting me down. So I wanted to tell you about basically what I've already found out about my eyes, because I did actually speak to my optician before I left London. As you know, I moved away from London, and they came up with some ideas, and I'm going to embark on all of these ideas big time over the next 2 weeks because I've had enough of it all. I've had enough of my eyes constantly watering, constantly, because also, as I said to you in my live, which I ended up deleting, sorry about that guys, that's my partner. We've got an air tank, by the way, a water tank in the cupboard, so when anyone runs a tap you're going to hear the water running. Sorry about that. Right, let's get going with this. So to just let you know a little bit about my eyes, and I think this is important to talk about this before I get into what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks for my watery eyes, because I know a lot of other people suffer from watery eyes or gritty eyes or dry eye syndrome, and I just want to say before I start going into all of this that I did see professionals, which I'm going to tell you about. If you're not sure what the cause is of your gritty eyes, dry eyes, please go and get professional advice. I am not here to give you that advice, as you know, but I need to say it. If you're not sure what the cause is, it's no point treating something until you know what the cause is, because you could be making things worse. Okay, so that being said, let me tell you that I did actually go and get professional advice about this before I left London. So I saw my optician, and then I saw my GP, and I said that I was getting fed up, that my eyes were constantly watering and it sometimes impaired my vision, and only if I blink I can kind of clear it a bit, and the optician had a really good look in my eyes. She sprayed something in my eyes and she said the tears are not very effective, they're kind of not very good quality tears, and she could see that. So they put some drops in and then they shine a light on the drops, and they'd also have in the previous appointment diagnosed me with blepharitis, which is kind of chronic thing where you get a lot of sort of debris stuck to your eyelashes, and you have to be very good at kind of cleansing your eyelids and stuff. So I've got blepharitis and I've got this dry eye syndrome with bad quality tears, which she said are no doubt caused by my medication, which causes dry mouth, and so basically dry skin, dry everything really. So there isn't an awful lot they can do about that. They've kind of reduced my medication, so that they're different types of drugs that don't kind of all cause me dry mouth, but they can only go so far. So then I went to see my GP, and my GP also suggested something. So I'm going to tell you what my optician suggested and also what my GP prescribed for me, and tell you a bit about these things, okay? Because otherwise I'll just go chatting for ages. So the thing that my optician suggested was this thing called an eye doctor, and I'm going to show you what it is. It's basically a fancy version of this is it. It's like an eye mask, and inside the eye mask you pull it out and there is a kind of bean bag, and the bean bag has got material in it. I'm just getting the bean bag out. It's got material in it that basically, like little bean bags that you heat up in the microwave. You put it back into the eye mask, and then you put the eye mask onto your eyes at night. Now, what she said is, she explained to me that what this does is, where your tear quality isn't very good, it sort of gets a little bit gloopy. Rather than wet tears, it gets a bit gloopy, a bit sticky like honey. And what this does is, you put this on at night for 10 minutes, and it warms it up and it makes it melt. It's a bit like, she said, it's a bit like melting butter. And it makes it melt and it makes it runnier. And then you have to start massaging your lids. And you do that, and she showed me, but you basically have to pull the skin, pull behind the eyeball down on the upper lid, and then the same on the lower lid, so that you're doing that. And if you do that after you've done the 10 minutes of this, any sort of debris or anything stuck in the tears will basically come to the middle of your lids, and then you use an eyelid wipe to wipe it off. Okay, and she said that if you do this twice a day for 2 weeks, it will start to improve. Now, very shortly after she told me all that, I moved, and this sort of went into a box, and I did it once or twice, and then, you know, my dad got sick and we had lockdown, and it's just not been happening regularly. But it's reminded me that I really need to give this a really good shot. So I started this yesterday, doing it regularly. So at night time and in the morning, I will heat this up. There's different timings depending on the wattage of your microwave. You get a little mesh bag, and in the bag is a leaflet, and it will tell you, like, if you've got a 900 watt microwave as I have, then you heat it up for 15 seconds. If you've got anything going up to an 850 watt microwave, then you heat it for 30 seconds, and it gives you all a kind of test it out and everything else. Then you put it inside your eye mask, you put that on, and you just lie back and relax for 10 minutes. Then you take your lid wipes, and you can actually use baby shampoo. I tried that, but it was just so messy. These are just so much easier. And then you really do your massage, and then you really get into the lashes like you're trying to get mascara out. So you really need to give them a good kind of going over like that into the lashes, and then anything that any debris that's kind of stuck there will kind of come out. And she said, what will happen after 2 weeks is your tears will be more effective, they won't be as gloopy, and therefore your eyes won't water as much. But I've never given it 2 weeks, doing it twice a day. So I'm going to be doing this for the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to do an update next week, tell you all about it. These are the wipes. Now there is a kit on Amazon where you can get this and 6 wipes to start you off, and I'll put the link below. I actually didn't get these wipes initially. I got ones called blepharitis, I think they were. There's all sorts of different ones, but these are actually the biggest and the cheapest, and they are the same brand as this eye mask. And again, there are other brands that do this eye mask, but the other thing is to say that you don't really have to buy any of that. You can actually just use a kind of warm flannel, but then you have to keep going and re-warming it because it doesn't stay that warm for 10 minutes. Whereas this, you know exactly how warm it should be because it gives you the instructions. And you probably, if you're in the UK, will recognise the man's face on the front here. It's Dr. Hilary Jones, who is a morning TV doctor, who appears with Lorraine Kelly on Good Morning Television. So he's basically advocated this system, and he says that it's good for people with blepharitis, dry eye syndrome, and any irritations. MGD, not sure what that is. I think there's a specific disorder of the eyes, and it just helps daily eyelid hygiene. The only thing I would say is they're good value, but I'm not sure why they've got them so big. The advantage that they are big is that I can kind of use half for one eye and half for the other, and I'm not touching one with the other, because they're quite big wipes. I'm not sure why they made them so big. And then when I went to see my doctor prescribed a couple of items. Now these are not items that you need to get on prescription. You can actually buy them over the counter. Again, do check whether, if you've got watery eyes and you don't know the cause, I wouldn't go and get these things unless you actually know I do have dry eye syndrome, or I do have blepharitis and I want to help myself, or I just want to try this. I don't think there's anything particularly potent in either of these things. So this is the eye drops that he prescribes. I get these to put on in the day, and they're called Xalin hyaluronic acid. Yes, the hyaluronic acid goes in your eyes as well, and this is 0.2% hyaluronic acid. You can get 0.1% and 0.2% if it's severe. So I've got the 0.2%, and then for night time I've got this ointment which is Xalin Night, and this is like it's like putting very soft Vaseline in your eyes. It feels very sticky, but actually it just coats the eye and it stops you losing moisture in the night. And again, although this has been prescribed to me for a while, I have used them both, but I couldn't say hand on heart, yes, I've used them every day, every night, consistently. And so that's my regime. So my regime now for the next 2 weeks is 10 minutes of my mask, the eye massage, the wipes to clear the debris. Then at night I'll put the lotion in, the ointment, Xalin Night it's called, and then in the morning, after I've done the same thing with the mask and the massage, I'm going to use the drops, and I'm going to see if that really helps. Now I have to say, today you've probably noticed my eyes are not watering a lot, so I think it's already making a bit of a difference. But I'm going to avoid putting mascara on for the next couple of days, just because if it settles down, I don't want it to start flaring up again, and then I might start to introduce certain mascaras one at a time and just see what my reaction is, because I do have 2 or 3 mascaras that I rotate at any one time. And I think that's probably not a good thing, because it doesn't help me to understand if I'm allergic to any of them. And I suspect that my eyes are not happy with the wax that they put in a lot of mascaras. What's it called? I've got to think of what it is. Beeswax. I suspect that is the case. So I'm waiting for my Victoria Beckham mascara, which doesn't have beeswax in it. And another thing I might be trying is a hypoallergenic one from a certain brand, which if I get, again, I'll come back and I'll update you on it. So I hope all that's been helpful. If you do, like me, suffer from dry eyes, these are kind of things that you can think about and certainly discuss with an optician or a pharmacist or your doctor. I know none of us can see our doctor at the moment, but you could discuss with a pharmacist perhaps. And I will let you know how I'm getting on with it. I hope this has been useful to some of you, and I will see you all soon. And if you want to see the little bit of makeup I've got on today, have a look in the description bar. Okay, see you all very soon. Take care. Bye bye. Mwah.